Happy Friday.
Yes, sir.
Sans Wayne today.
Yeah.
Where's Wayne today?
He was in Chicago, then Carolinas.
He's really been all over.
Dude, he's on tour.
Yeah. Okay, Wayne's on tour.
Wayne, coming
you get the B team.
Yeah, coming to a theater near you, coming soon. Yeah, so it's the Fired Up Friday B team.
Yeah.
But I am indeed
We had a
fired
busy
up.
week, so we got a lot to talk about. I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay. I'll let you start with our AI conference because I think that was a big thing.
One of the coolest things that we get to do as a byproduct of what we actually do is you get to go, you meet a lot of cool people and you get to go to a lot of cool things. And this week was no exception. So we got to hang out with the cool kids, KW Go, and I guess you would call it sort of like their AI czar from Utah. And I mean, that, I get wrapped around the axle every once in a while because there's always the flavor du jour in real estate.
Something cool. And we're always presented with it.
Yeah, and it's like
the newest Sparkless thing. And we're like,
it's blockchain, it's Bitcoin. It's like, oh, everything's going to be on the blockchain. You'll never have a piece of paper again or whatever. And of course, AI has been that for the last, 18 months. But this Shoni Ivins, who was the actual presenter and guru on site, lived up to it. So he was actually legit.
It was excellent, actually.
And holy hell, he went for 4 hours, and and then he had a couple of guys that were ancillary, but like the Walt guy where it was
I want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So you had to go and shoot.
Yeah, I had to leave halfway through, and I was itchy. I called my wife on the way out and was like, I'm leaving the meeting that I want to be in. To go do the thing. Yeah.
Well, so that will just on a subconscious level, because I'm always trying to get him like, dude, stop shooting. No, we got other fish to fry.
Oh, I get it. I get
it. Yes. And like every once in a while something good comes in where it's like, that FOMO thing. However, we recorded all of it.
Good.
And then as an extra added, there goes my voice. As an extra added bonus, I got to hang out downstairs after the morning session. So our gal Michelle was part of the coaches panel, and that was the after lunch theatrics.
Michelle, who's on Winning Women's Wednesday on Wednesday.
Yeah, Michelle Lazimi, and who's also new to DPR. So she's also part of the Nexus coaching universe over there. So she was on the thing, and Austin stayed upstairs and recorded that. We set up a secondary camera downstairs, and I recorded the Shoni private leadership meeting where he opened the kimono, the kernels, herbs, and spices, the whole 9 yards. And so it was cool to get not only the flashy thing upstairs, during the morning, because it was sipping out of a fire hose for the vast majority of people in there.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. But the practical application and the nuts and bolts when we went downstairs was just incredible. And so I recorded all of that, and I'll provide it to management, but unfortunately, he was backlit by the TV, so like
the lighting wasn't good.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Dog shit.
We got the
and
goods.
that will give you the impetus for me going down the rabbit hole and losing my mind. But first, I just wanted to get your thoughts on.
So I thought it was fantastic. So Walt was a really interesting app. I'll talk about that a little just for a second. Then I want to talk about the what really sparked me off in my conversations yesterday. So Walt is basically an AI platform that sits on an app that sits on your phone that digs into all of your contacts and pulls out, extracts, usually is using phone numbers, right?
Yes.
Phone numbers with the name that's correlated with it. And based on a lot of metrics, it goes out through public and private data, basically farms all that data and is able to present to you with like a score of someone's likeliness to move. And then it gives you opportunities to contact and touch them in different ways. So
crazy.
Yeah, crazy. So I can look at, if somebody just got divorced or there was a death in the family or if there was like a job transfer or something, like it can find all of that stuff and it says, hey, Kathy's got a 97 score or 97 out of 100 score to be moving in the next 3 months.
Give her a shout.
Why don't you hit her up? Right? And they're saying like 83 to 85% accuracy right now as far as, it's not perfect, but it's making some really good predictions. And we're talking about like, usually we're looking through our CRM and like spraying stuff against the wall. Like, hey, let's a drip campaign. Like, make sure I touch somebody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
But like, what if we can meet them where they're at when they need to be there? Or when you need to be there to help them, when you have the best opportunity to serve. So that was a really cool thing. My wife didn't like it. She's like, that is terrifying. And I was like, it's not going to get any less scary.
No.
Like, this is like not.
They're already the door.
Yeah, just understand that your data's out there. And like I can do with the phone number, I can find most things about you.
Yeah.
What got me going was something small that Shoney said. Shoney, is that
Yeah.
right? Okay, cool. Just making sure I'm pronouncing it right. He mentioned the 10 Ds. And do you remember this at all?
I do not.
Okay, cool. I didn't think because it's just in passing, and then he didn't mention it all. It's just like a 3-second thing, and it stuck in my brain. And yesterday, I've got a thing with the Cold Door Maker Apex team, the global luxury team, and we get to stand up and do our little dog and pony show. And usually, I just talk about whatever's on my mind.
Lunch.
Yeah, a great lunch. I usually just get up and spit on what's top of mind because there's usually something that happened in the last 24 hours, and I'm like, holy shit, you guys need to know this.
Right.
So first thing I talked about was winter. By the way, this is actually good for you guys. For my realtors, it is about to be fall in the next 60 days. Grass goes dormant, leaves fall off trees. That green belt that was protecting the construction behind the house is going to be seen. The exterior fronts are not going to look as good in 60 days as they are right now. So go ahead and call your media specialist. If you're having any conversations with sellers, get that content done, just the exteriors. We can come out and do drone work. We can come out and do an extra property visit for like $75 and the drone cost. Or hire your own media specialist. Just it's important to get that stuff locked in so you present yourself best when it's time to go live, especially if you're going to go live early, like late fall when there's still pretty houses on the market, right? There's still those summer photos. And then also
your days on market's going to overlap.
And that also allows, as we move into the holiday season, that allows your sellers to like decorate and live in their property. Maybe put up Christmas lights or put up Halloween stuff where
Pretend
we're not.
It's not Christmas.
Yeah, because it gets really tough when we're shooting in like Halloween and like all the not just their house, right? They can clean up, but the neighbor's house in the drone shot is like covered with pumpkins.
Oh yeah, and then like Donna and Terry's neighborhood where everybody tries to. It's like interlocking.
Everybody's keeping up with the Joneses.
There's an arms race.
There's an arms race on decorations. So that was my first thing. And the second thing was this 10 Ds because this time of year when we go into the winter, things tend to slow down for a good portion of our group. Like just naturally through the holidays, there's less home sales. So it's like, you got to do something with your time. Don't just sit there and twiddle your thumbs. And one thing you should be doing is making content that's valuable to the people you serve. And I got this from Shoney because he mentioned 10 Ds and then I went down a rabbit hole on it. So he said there are essentially 10 inflection points where a person that makes a housing decision like inflection point, I guess, for lack of a better word. And he used 10 Ds. Do you think you can think of like
not even
any of them?
No, now I'm like
I gave you one earlier. I gave you death.
Oh, death, divorce.
Death, divorce. Because this is what he said. He's a death, divorce.
I do remember him saying that. Now I just want to go in and scrub the otter.
Scrub the otter. Yeah. Now that we've got the tools to just say, find it for me. But like death, divorce, downsizing, diapers, diploma, deployment.
See, I love alliteration.
I figured you love
my
it.
Jam.
So anyway, like I lined out the 10. And I was like, what you need to be doing right now is have a piece of collateral that addresses all 10 of those things. A 5. Give me 5. Right? If there's a death in the family, help create a playbook to help walk somebody through the process of Texas probate. I just went through probate. I would have given anything for somebody to sit down and say, here's like a 10-page what to expect step by step.
That is a universal response too. Yeah. We're like, oh my God, if somebody would have told me.
Downsizing. There are unique challenges with coming from like having a lot of stuff and going to like a little stuff, right? Changing jobs, relocation, there's all sorts of things. So have that playbook. Build that playbook now. Right. And then I want you to create content, different videos that point people towards that playbook. And then I want you to track who touches that playbook. All right. And all 10 of those pieces. So at the end, when you are ready to launch back in the spring, right, you can start dripping out these videos saying like, hey, I know divorce can be like a tough thing, right? But here's 3 things you need to do to make sure you don't leave money on the table, right? That you take care of yourself.
Well, and this dovetails right into what Corey does, where it's like, okay, you put out the video about your Chick-fil-A or whatever, and then in between that, you do things like this, the evergreen stuff that is incredibly valuable to the exact person that needs it. But again, like I can't remember how you worded it, but you said like, oh, you're going to get into the front of that one person that one time, their one video that's going to be the exact thing that sells their house.
It's never going
to happen.
Exactly.
You want to have that flood, that castle wide net, and essentially is their all the time, not just when they need it. So then that way, when they think about it later, they come back.
And you want that collateral has to be there. I don't want you to be scrambling to put
Right.
it together when somebody comes and says, "Oh, I know you were helping with veterans get with their VA
Yeah.
loans and stuff, right? Like you talked about it on this video.
I saw that thing.
You saw that thing. Have something for them. Give it away for free.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God,
Provide
yes.
value. And so that's why I'm telling people like, hey, I can make. So I went down this. Sorry, I'm rambling. I
no,
went down
that's
this
what we do.
rabbit hole too, where I was like, okay, let me make one on death. Right. So I used a series of basically an AI stack, an AI workflow,
Oh,
right?
boy,
Which
yes.
you're probably going to get
Okay.
into in a
Oh, yeah.
second.
So
but I did that where I basically started with prompting a large language model and worked that through creating a presentation, ended up with a 10-page paper that basically walks you through like, here's what to expect, here's specific to Texas, here's FAQs, here's the timeline of
Love it.
to close,
Yeah.
and like just the whole thing where I can just hand that to you and say like, hey, like this is tough, like it's hard, and there's a lot of things going on that aren't just like this property, but I can help you here because we're an expert here.
Yeah, yeah. This is the part I can handle.
This is the part I'm really good at, and it's confusing. And here's the playbook, and give me a call. You know, and that's where I feel like there's a big opportunity for us to serve and not sell. Like a lot of us are chasing
yeah.
anybody that's willing to buy or sell their house. I can buy or sell your house. I want you to stop doing that,
Right.
and start serving people specifically with intention.
Yeah, like
And-
South of Waxahachie, I do that area.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
I'll drive to Waco.
Yeah.
We can get away from that. I feel like right now, when the market downturns, it's hard to get away from that because
Yes.
you want every piece. But
Oh yeah,
now,
and there's nothing worse than you take a deal to have a deal, and it turns out to be a dog.
Driving the ship. Is somebody else supposed to?
Oh look,
That's all I
the
have.
file rendered.
Hey there.
Hey Austin, could
Hold
you go
on.
turn that down?
Perfect. Awesome.
So Shoni is now with us by extension, and so so that file had been rendering for the last hour and 15 minutes.
wow.
It is his 2 hour, let's say, secret leadership.
Okay,
And
the,
so-
the secret sauce.
Yeah, the secret
talk.
sauce.
Okay.
So I guess that.
Anyway, tell me about what you got out of this because you got to stay for the whole time.
Yes. Okay. And so it's one of those things where I was prepared. There's a thing in recovery where like contempt prior to investigation, where I'm excellent at that. And so I'm
Okay.
thinking like, oh my God, okay, so we're going to be here all day. Pack a lunch, or lunch was provided. But you know, it's like, okay, what are we talking here? What are we going to do? And what are they actually going to be able to talk about here that's practical in any way?
Yeah.
Turns out quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, usually I'm used to sitting down and they're saying like, here's how you prompt AI, and here's how to use Canva AI.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yes,
right.
we're like, here, let's do an MLS description. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Write your MLS. Yeah.
And,
that's
and
really
to
good.
his credit, like he came out right out of the gate and he said, okay, one request. Don't ask me how any of this works. It was like basically like, I'm going to give you the tools or the 5,000 foot view of the pieces.
teach you how to drive the car, not how to fix the car, how to build the car. Right?
Yeah, and it's like you don't need to know how the internal combustion engine works in order to drive from A to B. And so I was like, okay, right out of the gate, awesome. And then he throws up the slides. And so the first thing I did was like, I took a photo of the slide, put it into GPT and said, research all of these, give me the links, give me what the
Oh, his like
functionality-
AI tool slide.
Yeah, so his AI
He's like,
tool
here's what
slide.
we're going to talk about, and we're like, boom, summarize.
Yeah, I'm dropping that in there. So like I kind of tuned out just because I had already started down the rabbit hole whenever everything comes up. And I'm like, okay. Because the first thing is, it's human nature. It's like, oh shit, do I have to sign up for all of these? Really?
Yeah, it's like cha-ching. You're looking at your subscription. My wife just says like our lives are subscription now.
Well,
Subscription
yeah,
housing,
yes.
subscription everything.
And more so than the subscription, that part, it pisses me off at some point where I realized I paid 7 months and I never used it. But it's like, is there functionality there that really is compatible or overlap? You know, do the Venn diagrams actually overlap? Turns out yes. And so this would be unique to our world where, you know, okay, so most people in the room didn't have the benefit of a full crew and, you know, giant cameras on tripods, wireless lavalier mics, and the 512 gig memory cards to record a 4-hour event. However, if you do, then a whole new world of rabbit holes opens up. So I basically subscribed to everything, and that's why I was joking. I was like, yeah, you might have gotten a bunch of notifications.
I did.
Where like you're
I
added
did.
to Otter, you're added to Notable, you're added to, and it's like, I'll just go back through and try to figure out what I didn't add you to and add you to that. So first up is we now have a ton of AI apps / programs available to us. And first and foremost, I went through and with GPT, so video nerd, audio nerd, take the video, scrub the audio, take the clean audio. So we recorded on individual microphones. So Shoney's it recorded individually. So I have a perfect, pristine copy of everything he said. So the idea of me actually listening to that, or anybody having the stamina to pay attention for that 4 hours, forget about it, man. Everybody's checked out. However, with this, I can actually, so this was my workflow.
So you can upload this in. Okay, go ahead. No, never mind. I'm be quiet. I'm excited
up,
though.
Yeah. So first up. So here we'll go in process. We'll go in process. So pull the audio from the lavalier mics. Marry the audio to the video. We clean it up. So now you have great video, and this is all what we're doing for the actual hosts of the event. So now there's going to be great video with great audio because if one is weak, especially
If one sucks, it all sucks.
Yeah, if the audio sucks, forget about it.
Get
Nobody
a
cares.
microphone if you're doing video.
Yes.
It's more important than you
Yes.
think.
So first off, everything goes into Otter, and this
And Otter is.
Otter is the transcription / recording tool. Most people, if they're ever going to bump into it, it's going to be in a Zoom call.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, this call is being recorded. And that is usually somebody has locked in their Zoom with their Otter.
And they're doing notes. They're taking notes.
And so it's really just for so when you get those recap emails, that's usually where it comes from.
Yeah. So it's an AI based like speech to text platform where it's doing a better
recorder.
job. Yeah, it's
so
a recorder.
and for most people in their lives, it would be a recorder where it's literally recording your Zoom call, so you don't really have to pay attention all that much, which is actually great because you can be in the moment, you can be interacting, you can be doing stuff, and then this later on will give you the summary, the executive notes, and an outline,
Like action items.
Yes. So what I did was, so the summary is here. It even timestamps it, which is ridiculous.
Okay.
Then it's got his actual verbatim transcript and everybody that talked. But what I did was I took the summary and let's see here. I took the AI chat. Oh no, that's where you want to ask questions about what was like, what did he say? The D. So I'll go back in there and I'll look at that. But I take this and this is literally the transcription of everything timestamped over subject. So I take that. First, I put the audio into Otter. Then I take the audio from Otter, or I'm sorry.
Then the summary from Otter.
Then I take the summary from Otter and I put it into GPT. And I say, clean this up and make it a timeline. And then I take the cleaned up timeline and the summary and I put them into Notion.
Okay.
So Notion
I think I'm new to.
So Notion is another program app that it's analogous to GPT, but it's way more clinical because anybody out there that spent any amount of time on GPT, it is not as great as it's cracked up to be. And in certain
depending on what you're trying to do with it, yeah.
And in certain instances, like here where you're trying to be essentially clinical.
Yeah.
And surgical in like, I only want the wheat, I don't want the chaff. GPT is set up to be in assistant mode. 99% of the time. And what that is it'll never tell you your idea sucks. It'll always try to make you feel better. It'll always try to make you keep the conversation engaged. I don't give a shit about any of
it's
that.
fluffy and agreeable.
Yes.
Did I tell you that I showed you Monday though? So they have a version of ChatGPT inside ChatGPT called Monday that is a cynical kind of dry.
Yes.
And it's interesting. It
gives you attitude.
It gives you a little sass when you need somebody to talk back.
Then what I did inside of Notion, so I took the transcripts and I took the verbatim and then I took the fluff version from GPT. Then I put them both in PDF form into Notable. Then Notable will literally, I say, turn this into a class with an outline, a syllabus, and an action plan. And it's like, bam. Okay, so it does that. So it gives you the executive summary, all of this, et cetera, all the way down, everything. And I say, pull out the links and the relative information, et cetera. So that's our 3 stack. And then we will come over to, where are we at? Gamma. And Gamma is the one that it was like,
builds your presentation.
Holy shit, this is life altering. So the first, so I was like, hey, we'll just do a recap of Shoney's presentation, and it will give me there we go.
Hide the thing.
Oh, this tablet pisses me off. Okay, so anyhow, I don't know why that. So it turns the actual outline and syllabus from Gamma or from Notable.
These might be better than his slides. Look at this thing. Okay.
Perplexity, Notion, ChatGPT and Gemini, Walt. So like that's the secret sauce that he was given and your immediate action plan. So now I have a presentation based off of the audio that I pulled, the transcript that I made, the blended PDFs of the actual verbatim verbiage and the action items that GPT says. And it's like, blend these two and then make it make more sense. And then we drop that into here and it gives us an instant PowerPoint, which is ridiculous. And then even to the level of, I went through this morning and I said, hey, give me nope, not that one. Give me the deliverables checklist that I just rattled off and went 17 directions around the barn. This was the deliverables checklist of what we did. The workflow of the actual presentation into actionable items and content. So this is the roadmap of what I will give to KW.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the idea is, hey, Studio USA comes out and you have a 4-hour, shindig on fill in the blank, whatever it is.
We can synthesize, summarize, and deliver that back to you in a way that people that weren't there would love. Okay. That just clicked in my brain, what you were getting at here.
Yes. And so like here I get amped up and I'm heavily caffeinated and I get super excited because it's like, I love nerding out on this shit. And
it's just huge value for events, right?
Yes.
Next week we've got a big event and like the same principles apply, whether we're going to be able to apply it there.
I'm sure Tom Ferry won't let us. But
Like, hey, synthesize Tom Ferry's class. We'll put it out for free for everybody.
But this absolutely gives us the entire roadmap for everything, all the way from, so like, for example, for the KW folks, Shoney comes out as an expert. He's on tour. He's hitting and of course, Go Network is the largest KW franchise. And I want to say he hit 3 of the offices here this month because he was actually going out to see our man Travis Book in Allen as well.
Oh, nice.
So here, this will give everybody, so for example, Teresa at DPR can then take this. We will also chop up his presentation into Opus and deliver this back internally. So this will be an internal item that takes, it's like, for those of you who couldn't make it, here's everything.
How many people are in that room?
At least 150.
150? Yeah. How many people are in Dallas DPR?
5,000.
Okay. So not everybody got to see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And they didn't stream it either. And the other thing was, as the hotspot rescue happened, he was live. There was no slide deck. It isn't like, oh, don't worry, you don't have to take photos. We'll send you the deck. That wasn't the case.
Yeah.
This shit was live, and when the Wi-Fi sucked, it bogged.
It crashed.
Yeah, it crashed.
We actually had to have everybody turn their Wi-Fi off.
And then I have the hotspot that it's been in the bag forever.
Rick comes and saves the day with the old Wi-Fi hotspot.
Yeah,
brick.
the AT&T business Wi-Fi brick.
I had one of those back in the day. I had the Netgear one.
And the beauty of that was, it was the Netgear, hooked onto the business line.
Yep.
And the beauty of that was I was able to just take it up to the front, and it's like nobody else gets on it. And it was just me and the presenter, and or Teresa was on it too. Because at first it's just me and Teresa on the back row, like,
the internet's great here. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We have Wi-Fi, but this will give everybody that wasn't there and for whatever reason couldn't go, or even if they weren't interested or couldn't,
I could use a recap.
Right.
Just for this first 2 hours. Right.
And so now we have the ability to go to an event, and especially like, let's say it's Metrotex Forecast, which is the first week of October, and it'll be a 4-hour deal, and there'll be different speakers, and we can actually come in, shoot everything, record the whole shooting match, and then parse it out, divvy it to where it's like, okay, we're only giving everybody the stuff worth knowing. And so that was the rabbit hole.
So are you saying that we're becoming much more valuable than just the company that records stuff in the
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. And of course I didn't, first off, wouldn't have known that until unless I went to the deal.
Yeah.
That we went to with Shoney. And then coming away from it, it was like, okay, I'm interested in all of this stuff. And then it was like, a lot of times, I don't know about you, but a lot of times I have to have like a puzzle to figure out. And it's like, okay, I look at the footage of the manager's breakout session. This looks like shit because he's in front of a giant television and most of it is his web browser on white. And he's in shadow and it looks like he's haunting the room. And only every once in a while can you figure out what he's actually saying. However, it's like, okay, well, I've got the whole thing. Now, what can I take and massage that into and turn it into something that is not only representative of exactly what he said, but in a format that nobody's going to sit and watch that.
Watch 2 hours. Here's an hour and a half session. Rewatch it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then it's to be able to have that parsed into, we can throw into Opus and chop it and put AI footage or AI slides. So my next trick is I want to see if we can make a slide deck from the Otter time-stamped summary and outline. If we can be like, okay, make a 17-second AI formatted video based on this text,
slide.
and then boom, put that in, because that will be some next level shit that is, when you get to the next level, that's the next level above that, where it's like, okay, now we've parsed everything that was said in the room, and now we have completely separate pieces of content that are all genuine and real.
Nuggets of content that are okay, yeah.
Now it's all genuine and real as far as what was said by the expert, but none of it is actually from that deal other than the words, or other than the words that it was based on.
And the word, I was gonna say, other than the thoughts, the concept.
And so that's where I'll be this weekend.
That is fun. Okay, so if you are a business leader with a large group or doing a presentation, give us a call because we've got some cool stuff cooking.
Yes, and now this is the kind of stuff we love to monkey with, because we the truth is, for a few $100 an hour, we can send the guys out to record everything and literally carpet bomb the entire event, get multiple angles, and do all of that. But this then adds another level, and we'll figure out different levels of rabbit hole, or how much intense parsing of content do you want, because again, it comes like, where's it going to live, and now
you gotta know what you're going to do with it.
Right now for us, proof of concept is where it's going to live. So it's like, I will go so far down the rabbit hole over the weekend on all of this, just because I want to see what else it'll do. And then, like you said earlier, it's never going to be worse than this.
Yeah.
This is as shitty as it's going to be. And from here, it's going to be. And the other takeaway was, and I'll wrap with this, the other takeaway was, there is no one size fits all on any of this.
Yeah.
There is no magic bullet, and all of them are great for certain things, but it was the blending of all of them that really got to where, like, okay, now I'm impressed, because there was a point yesterday evening where like everything's baked and everything's cooked and I'm pulling shit out of the oven, and it's like, okay, that's cool, and then the idea, like, this gamma thing, holy hell, and the fact that this is as bad as it's gonna
editability
get.
and stuff on the gamma. If you've ever used ChatGPT to try to do all of this,
it sucks.
It sucks. As soon as you start to try to make the image and you try to make the text and the words and getting
Garbaggio.
It's bad with text. It's bad with numbers. It's bad in a lot of things.
Yes.
And so stacking the tools in a workflow that works is something that I haven't been doing until recently, being like, oh yeah, I need to use 3 different tools. I've been kind of stuck inside of one, be like, what can you do? And you just like pound on it and kick it until it's good enough.
You realize, like you said, it sucks. And like, for everybody out there that's just in love with GPT, it's like, you have to realize, like, it doesn't know what it made.
Yeah.
So you can go like, hey, less blue. It's like, it doesn't know what it's doing. Or you said like, oh, you spelled that wrong. Well, it'll make you a whole new thing with something else spelled wrong.
It'll look, something else.
And like this, holy shit. So the takeaways were, when you stack it, and like I said, I just subscribe to everything. Whatever, dude. We'll have a team account on all of it next, and then to be able to come out the other side after 48 hours of just losing my mind. But I'm weird. I will freely admit that I get energized by that. Like when the first piece of the puzzle clicks, I'm like, oh. You know?
Yeah.
Because I just want to exploit technology.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well, I get this light bulb. I'm like, holy shit, this is really going to help somebody. Like, because a lot of things we play are like toys
That's
or
in
like
there
I'm solving
somewhere
little
for
problems
me.
for me, huh?
So that's in there somewhere for me too.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure.
that's it's like, well, because I was me and my wife went on this like really a long walk last night where I was talking literally about all of this, and she was glazing over, right?
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
like, but like this, what you don't understand is like this is actually helpful to people that don't like. We are freeing up people's time. We're allowing them to be better, provide better service, and show up for the people that they care about and serve, and it's all done through these type of tools that allow them to be more
Yes.
efficient with their time and present.
And
things.
human nature is what it is. And so, like, when it got closer and closer to lunch and everybody's getting hangry,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the other day, it all of a sudden the knives start coming out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how much do you pay a month for all this? You know, where so then it becomes glaringly obvious that this is not for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, if you're not into like essentially, you know, resurrecting your cable bill as far as the AI stuff goes, because they need to be stacked and they need to have interaction and overlap in order for it to actually do what most people would imagine, you know. And so, but my the takeaway there was, okay, most people aren't going to do this, you
No.
know, and most people will like probably replace Google with GPT. That's probably going to be like the ubiquitous usage, and then from there, like to get to here. I showed this to a couple because I was recording like as I went, just partly so I wouldn't forget the process.
workflow, yeah.
But I got my phone on a gimbal in my home office, and I'm recording one computer to the other computer, and I'm like, okay, and then I did this, then I did this, and I sent it to Investor Jerry. He's like, holy shit! He called me. He goes, holy shit! He goes, wow. he goes, how long did that take you total? And I said, well, in reality, the biggest pain in the ass is rendering the video and the audio, because like there, you're just limited to whatever processing power, and it's like if you have a shit computer, forget about it, dude. Never mind. Even there, that maybe you want to be like, okay, I want the Max X, and I want an external GPU. You know,
Go build a supercomputer.
yeah. And one day I will. Like,
Yeah.
I really want something that would render 4K in real time to where it's like lickety split. Hashtag goals. But yeah, dude, as you can tell, this gets me super amped up.
Yeah.
And like now I'm ready to dive back in over the weekend. And now I got the file rendered over there that I'm going to go look at and see, okay, can we do something there? But
What about next week?
next week, gigantic. So we will see everybody that is going to be attending the Real Producers National Convention.
Very
Shout
cool
out-
that we got the national
Yeah.
convention here in Dallas. That is not an accident,
No,
by the way.
that's Lance and Jordan all the way.
That's a result of this particular Real Producers cohort here being
Yes.
so successful.
100%. So shout out to the RP fam, and then we will also do the DFW Super Social Tuesday night, and then we are going to take all of this on the road, and we will be at DPR Wednesday morning, and we got a lot of cool stuff to go over there, and I'm just excited.
Yeah.
And it's like rates are coming down, so I think there's gonna
Everybody's getting a little more pep in their step.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. That's it.
Have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
Everybody get to work.
Yeah. Take care.